up on the road to WAC Vegas. It's a three-peat for New Mexico State men's basketball. While on the women's side, the standings tighten up as a long win streak comes to an end. Plus, we'll talk with California Baptist men's head coach Rick Croy, who has his Lancers in second place in the WAC in just their second year in Division I. That's all ahead on the road to WAC Vegas.
I'm Rick Croy, head men's basketball coach, CBU. This is the road to WAC Vegas.
New Mexico State going on to the tournament. Just a phenomenal game. What college basketball is all about.
I'm Mark Madsen, head coach, Utah Valley University. And this is the road to WAC Vegas.
Gotta love that Mark Madsen promo. I'm Eric Danner filling in for Rachel V. Hill, who was at the WAC Swimming and Diving Championships in Houston this week. In men's basketball, there are 2 weeks left in the regular season, and New Mexico State has already clinched their third straight WAC regular season championship. The Aggies hosting UTRGV, they win 78-62. That is their 16th straight win, and they are now 13-0 in the WAC. In fact, their WAC regular season win streak is now at 28, by far the longest in conference history. On Thursday night, the Aggies travel to Grand Canyon to take on the Lopes. That's a 7 p.m. Mountain Time tip on ESPN3. Also on 3 on Thursday, UTRGV visits CSU Bakersfield. Our WAC Spotlight Game on ESPN Plus will be in Riverside on Wednesday night as Rick Croy and California Baptist host Mark Madsen, and Utah Valley. CBU won the first meeting in Orem by just 4 points, so this should be a good one. Join Pep Fernandez and Joan Bonvicini on the call. Plus, check out our interview with Coach Croy in our next segment. The Ticket Smarter WAC Player of the Week is Terrell Brown of Seattle U. In our WAC Spotlight Game last week, Brown tied a career high with 31 points and dished out 10 assists to lead the Redhawks to a 95-89 win over Grand Canyon. Brown leads the WAC averaging better than 20 points per game. The Redhawks will be at California Baptist on Saturday night on ESPN Plus. Grand Canyon hosts UTRGV over on ESPN3. Also on 3, New Mexico State is at CSU Bakersfield. On the WDN, we have Chicago State visiting Kansas City. Coming up on the road to WAC Vegas, we talk with California Baptist men's basketball coach Rick Croy and find out why his team likes to shoot that three. We'll be right back.
Moments that will never be forgotten. March was made for this. The 2020 WAC Basketball Tournament at the Orleans Arena in WAC Vegas. March 11th through the 14th. Be a part of the madness and witness the triumph. Ticket information, go to WACsports.com.
Welcome back to the road to WAC Vegas. I'm Eric Danner. Our ESPN Plus Spotlight Game this week is Utah Valley traveling to California Baptist. We're now joined by the head coach of the Lancers, Rick Croy. Coach Croy, how you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Coach, first off, second year in the WAC. You guys are sitting in second place. You have an 8-4 record in the conference. You're 19-4 overall, or 19-8 overall. Did you expect that at the beginning of the year, that you'd have this kind of a season so far?
We felt really good about our team. We had the opportunity to go on a foreign tour to Australia in the summer. On that tour, we were missing a few guys due to injury, but we felt really good about our returning guys and then some of the new guys that we had brought in. So, it's been an exciting journey for us. To be sitting in second place behind New Mexico State is great with 4 tough games ahead of us, but it's been a fun journey.
Now, last year, Milan Aqua led the league in scoring. He went into the NBA draft, didn't hire an agent, so he came back to school. He's averaging just a couple of fewer points than he did last year, about 17 a game this year, but you have 4 guys averaging in double figures. Have you seen Milan change his game a little bit this year than the guy we saw last year?
Yeah, he's an improved player. His assist numbers are way up. He's amongst the nation's best in terms of assists. He's still rebounding the ball over 5 a game. He's extremely versatile, but his leadership has been outstanding, and he's made a move there as well. Last year, he really kick-started our transition with his great belief, but this year he's become an even better leader, and we follow him.
One of those new guys on the team this year is Brandon Boyd, one of those guys scoring in double figures. He was a graduate transfer. He's really brought a boost offensively and defensively to your team.
Yeah, Brandon's had some big games for us, and he's been a great fit from day one, and we're going to cherish these last few steps with him because he's been a perfect fit. I'm glad he's found a basketball home.
And it's going to be senior night. Obviously, you got the big game on Wednesday against Utah Valley, but then your last home game of the season, of the regular season anyway, and you have some seniors that are going to be making their way out. Of course, Brandon, who just joined the team this year, but also Dejan Davis and Zach Parag. What have those guys meant to your team as far as their contributions being seniors?
Oh, they've been great. I mean, they both improved every step of the way. Zach's having a great senior year. I think he's second in the conference in block shots, and Dejan's got a unique opportunity to be, the last player or the most recent player to lead the conference in back-to-back seasons in rebounding. I think the guy that did it before him is an NBA All-Star. So that's exciting for him and exciting for our program. But those two guys have been great. We have 5 great senior leaders. And to be in the position we're in with the number of wins we have and in the position that we sit in with a great road in front of us, you have to have great senior leadership. And I think our program has been defined by that.
Paul Millsap, I think, was the last guy who led the WAC in rebounding back-to-back seasons. Yeah, he was an NBA All-Star, so Dejan Davis in great company there. You play Utah Valley this week on Wednesday in our Spotlight game. Last time you went to Orem, you got a win, 65-61. We mentioned Milan Aqua. He got into foul trouble in that game, had a season-low 4 points that game, and 65 points. You guys are averaging about 80 a game. What kind of game can we look for this Wednesday?
Well, Utah Valley's playing really well, probably about as well as anyone in the conference. And there are a number of teams, with the arrow going in the right direction. So that says a lot. But, for them to, play New Mexico State all the way to the Horn and then take care of Bakersfield and Grand Canyon at home, they're rolling. And, we felt like they had great personnel when we played them at their place. And Milan was in foul trouble. But I think that's kind of where, you talked about our team last year. That's where this year's team's a little bit different. Last year, if Jordan Heading and Aqua didn't have great games, it was very difficult for us to win. This year, there have been nights where maybe Milan, they've keyed in on Milan, and he's had some tough games, and other guys have stepped up. So we're a much more well-rounded team, but Utah Valley's a great opponent, and they're hitting their stride.
You guys get to be at home this time. Midweek games, I think at home, I read 8-1 this year, so it's definitely been a good home court advantage. And also, what's it like playing at CBU? You guys pack the house and seem to get a real home court advantage there.
Well, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. The support, the attendance, just the energy and enthusiasm that's been created. It's a movement. It's building, and we're enjoying every step of it. This week will be big. I mean, to have the Spotlight game on Wednesday and then our homecoming and senior night on Saturday against Seattle, going to be 2 great basketball environments, and we're very appreciative.
As a team right now, you're averaging over 10 three-pointers a game to lead the WAC. You had 18 or more threes in 3 of your last 4 games. Coach, at what point did you decide that was your offensive philosophy? Obviously, we've seen a big change in both college and pro basketball the last 5 years or so, with the three-pointer being a much bigger factor. At what point did you decide that was the way to go with CBU?
Well, that's kind of how we've always played since we arrived in 2013 at CBU. And, I think over the years you keep trying to recruit to that, and hopefully you're able to keep recruiting great shooters, and then you work at it with your skill development and your player development, and it just kind of evolves. So this year's team has been outstanding from the three-point line, and it's a weapon for us, and it's something that we believe in. And then conversely, we try and do our best to limit the opponent from the three-point line. So it's something that's a focus in our program, and always a great challenge, because you have to be able to keep your confidence, because you're not going to shoot it. You're not going to be able to shoot it great from 3 every night, but if it's something you believe in, you got to stay with it.
Coach, want to thank you for taking some time out, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. Thanks for all you do for the WAC.
All right, that is Rick Croy, the head men's basketball coach at California Baptist. When we come back on the road to WAC Vegas, we have Grand Canyon being upset this past week in women's basketball. So now a bit of a logjam in the standings there. And also, I'll tell you who the Mount Rushmore of WAC basketball is from our last WAC Vegas contest. You're watching The Road to WAC Vegas.
In the WAC, we value sportsmanship on the field,
on the track, on the court, in the pool,
and in the stands.
We take pride in playing fair and being honest.
We honor the game by showing respect for our opponents,
the officials,
the fans, and our team.
Great sportsmanship is about keeping everything in perspective.
It's about taking ownership after a loss.
And being humble after a win.
We hope you'll team up with us by staying positive on the sidelines.
Because great sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Welcome back to the Road to WAC Vegas in women's basketball. Grand Canyon extended their win streak to 8 with a win over Seattle U. Then on Saturday, Utah Valley came into Phoenix and knocked off the Lopes 64-54. GCU is now tied with Kansas City for first place, while the Wolverines are now 8-4 and are in third place in the WAC standings. Senior Jordan Holland is our Ticketmaster WAC Player of the Week. Holland scored 37 points and grabbed 14 rebounds and a pair of road wins for UVU. On Wednesday night, the Wolverines will host California Baptist on the WAC Digital Network. On Thursday, Grand Canyon visits Las Cruces to take on New Mexico State. Also on Thursday is our WDN featured women's game of the week. CSU Bakersfield and leading scorer Jaden Eggleston make the trip to Edinburgh to face Traylon Taylor and the Vaqueros. UTRGV won the first matchup in Bakersfield. Only one game separates 4th place and 7th place in the WAC tournament, and both of these teams are in that mix. On Saturday, Kansas City goes to the Windy City. UTRGV hosts Grand Canyon. CSU Bakersfield is at New Mexico State, and Seattle U entertains California Baptist. Our WAC Vegas tickets contest last week had a presidential theme. Who is your Mount Rushmore of WAC basketball? Bonus points were given if you created the Mount Rushmore. Here's the winner, a combination of New Mexico State coach Chris Jans, WAC all-time leading scorer Becky Hammond, former Utah State and Colorado State coach Stu Morrill, and of course, All-Star Game starter Pascal Siakam. Congratulations to Cindy Lara. You're getting tickets to WAC Vegas. For this week's contest, in honor of Leap Day, February 29th, what's the best leap in WAC basketball this year? I can think of a few great leaps, either dunks or maybe your favorite team took a big leap in the standings. Tweet your response to us and give us the reasons why using the hashtag HeyRachel to enter the contest. We will tell you who the winner is next week. You can also get your tickets to WAC Vegas by buying them. Just go to the WACsports.com website and click on the WAC Vegas tickets button. For the WAC Digital Network, I'm Eric Danner.